Hey Morgan. If you're listening to this, I'm probably dead. No bulletproof vest, just dead. Sorry about that. I've seen E.T. enough times to know absent dads make for some real...
Maybe you ought to call your father and tell him about it.
...awkward dinners.
I can't. He's in Mexico with Sally.
But at least Elliot's dad was just partying down in Mexico.
Where's Mexico?
Aside from this and a few other recordings, I'm... gone. You deserve an explanation.
Now, young Skywalker, you will die.
If Pepper's reading you right, and I'm sure she is, you've sat in front of the TV, watched the original trilogy a couple trillion times, and know this scene by heart. This was once the face of evil, but stricken by the image of his only son on the brink of death. Darth Vader looks to the master he once trusted, sees his wickedness, and with the light side of the Force coursing through his cyborg veins, Anakin Skywalker reawakens. It's a heroic moment through and through that would have united the father-son duo for years to come, but those years had to be compacted into a few precious moments. The throw required all of Vader's might.
Luke, help me take this mask off.
Too weak to continue.
But you'll die.
Skywalker has his visage of evil removed and soon
I won't leave you.
perishes. In killing the Emperor, he left behind a safer galaxy, but also a boy without a dad. I guess you could say I did something similar. Saving the universe by wearing the gauntlet and eliminating Thanos while hurting your universe by leaving. I hate that I did it. They say the life you live flashes before your eyes as you die, but for me, I saw the future. I saw you grow up, become a fierce Girl Scout, dress up as Hit Girl for Halloween because you watched Kick-Ass and wanted to start a similar daddy-daughter super team. I saw it all, and instantly I wish I could have reversed my snap to experience some of that future. But I had to go. I had to go for the same reason Vader had to go. I watched this scene a couple days before I decided to face Thanos again, and noticed something I hadn't seen before right here. I'll go back a bit.
Just for once, let me look on you with my own eyes.
Seeing his son for the first time, there's almost a smile on Vader's face, and for a split second you see him try to raise his body, try to imagine himself being a father, but then his shoulders drop, his eyes close. You see the need to live flee his body, and I think it's because he recognized what I recognized. As much as we would have loved to stay, we had to leave because we were dangerous people. Vader played a major role in the destruction of entire planets, and while my crimes weren't as intentional or massive, it was my reckless management that led to weapons being in the hands of terrorists, Ultron lifting Sokovia, Peter.
I don't want to go. I don't want to go, sir, please.
He should have been with his aunt,
I don't want to go.
not on some ravaged planet. I had good intentions in recruiting Peter, creating Ultron, running Stark Industries, much like Vader had good intentions in joining the dark side.
Annie, I'm pregnant.
He hoped to find a way to keep his loved ones alive,
He could actually save people from death.
just like I hoped to keep people
I see
protected.
a suit of armor around the world.
But good intentions don't excuse lethal outcomes.
His name was Charlie Spencer.
One day you may do some research,
You murdered him.
see all the blood on my hands, and have an Empire Strikes Back reaction to me being your father.
That's impossible!
It's understandable. Nobody wants their dad to be the reason a bunch of people don't have dads. But that's who I was.
You murdered him.
Time and time again, I allowed myself to be distracted by wealth and control.
Textbook
an ego.
Narcissism?
Again, never with the same blind aggression as Vader, but self-interest made me susceptible to becoming a tool for a sort of dark side, the way Anakin's violent sorrow made him vulnerable to Palpatine's rhetoric.
Learn to know the dark side of the Force, and you will be able to save your wife from certain death.
Sure, in the end we used our strength to extinguish evil people, but who's to say we wouldn't have been pulled back into committing other atrocities?
Just when I thought I was out, they pulled me back in.
Who's to say that if something happened to one of his kids, Anakin wouldn't have dipped back into his Vader self in an attempt to save them? Who's to say that if something posed a threat to you, I wouldn't have made an even more lethal version of Ultron? I'm not like your Uncle Steve.
Shit! Language!
As annoying as he could be, his intentions were pure, doing his best not to put self-interest over the good of the people, and the one time he did,
Tony,
he admitted it.
I guess I thought by not telling you about your parents, I was sparing you, but I can see now that I was really sparing myself. And I'm sorry.
Vader and I were bullies,
Titillated by the notion of working with you.
ditching dreamers, choking people, our villainy, breeding more villainy.
And I will finish what you started.
We were as much a threat to our mutual galaxies as the people on the thrones. Seeing Vader's body sink in recognition of that fact helped me make my decision to take on Thanos and pretty much guarantee this happening again. Like Vader, my redemption story involves eliminating a greater evil, but it wouldn't have been complete if I stuck around and left the world vulnerable to more of my mistakes. 2 birds had to be killed with those 6 stones, and while I may have hurt your universe by not being a part of it, I'd say I also helped. I've created a lot of great and terrible things, but I can tell you the same thing my dad told me.
My greatest creation is you.
It's true. You can be the best of the Starks, and I can't risk ruining that. No chance of another Ultron, or Mandarin, or misguided feud with powerful people trying to do good. I've come to the conclusion that you'll be at your safest without me around. Maybe this logic is as faulty as keeping heroes locked up, but I need you to be safe. I need you to be safe because I love you. 3000. And before I forget,
I've come here to say one magic word to you.
eat one of these for me.
Cheeseburger.